Hello and welcome back to our icebreaker survey. Now on the screen are the next 5 constituencies in North Goa. Viraj, please.
So this set of 5 constituencies is fairly easy. So let's start with Shiolim first. So Shiolim, the approval rating of the MLA is the lowest. So the feedback that we are getting is not to be seen much in the constituency and will probably not contest. That is what the public are saying, and hence the rating, as you see, is 10%. There is sizable voter base of BJP. Congress is still struggling. There isn't much that is happening on the ground. Another factor there is Delilah Lobo, that is Michael Lobo's wife. So she is another candidate in the fray, and again Michael Lobo is still with the BJP. Considering all those factors, BJP has an advantage. Now the point to note here is, what if one of them, that is Mandrekar, who is on the BJP, who is likely to get the ticket, he or Michael Lobo's wife, one of them rebels and goes as an independent or joins some other party, then what will happen? That's a story for some other day. As things stand, it is advantage BJP, just because current MLA is he's not to be seen much. He won't contest. It's likely that he will not contest. Congress is again very weak. AAP is gaining some momentum there, but last time they did not score much here, and that's not going to have a major impact as the outcome is concerned. Next we go to Saligaon. Saligaon is one constituency where we've shown advantage to BJP as well as Goa Forward. So I will explain why this is. So coming to Jayesh, his approval rating is around 45%. His major disadvantage, and I would say liability, is the Goa Forward tag. People in this constituency are not happy that they aligned with the BJP despite fighting against the BJP.
So wait, can you we'll just go back a minute. What do you mean major disadvantage is a Goa Forward tag?
Yeah, so major disadvantage as in he's seen as a good guy. So we've been speaking to people, so they say he's a good guy, he is there present in the constituency, roaming around. But some section of the voters are not happy with the Goa Forward because he fought against the BJP and then you join BJP, so that's not something which has gone well with the public. BJP, coming to the BJP, it has a sizable vote presence. Again, North Goa, I feel most constituencies, they have good voter base, so that is helping them. Now, people are not very clear who the candidate will be here. There is Dilip Parulekar, there are a couple of sarpanches, there's one ZP who has been elected. So they are not very clear who is going to get the ticket, and so it's not one-on-one fight as of now, in the sense that the second person is not known. That gives Jayesh an advantage because he is seen with the public. He has a slightly good image minus the Goa Forward. So that is why we have given BJP and Goa Forward. It's very close to call. If Jayesh probably joins Congress, then he will have an advantage, or if an alliance happens, he might have an advantage. Congress currently doesn't have much strength there. It will be very few votes if they get. AAP again will get some votes like Shiolim, but not sizable enough like the other constituencies, maybe perhaps in South. So that's why it's between Goa Forward and BJP advantage. No clear indication as of now. Coming to Kalangut, Michael Lobo, a very strong leader. Here the vote base of Congress is slightly higher than the BJP, but since Michael Lobo came into the picture, it has been with the BJP. His approval rating of 55 might surprise you, but we realize that his power, or let's say approval from the people, has gone down a little from last time around. One major reason being taxi owners, so they have turned against him. That is the response that we were getting, and they are pretty vocal. So they used to support him, now they are not with him. But he would still win, is what the people are saying. Congress is strong. This is the only place I think where Congress is strong in this particular list. Who will contest is not yet known, but they are present. But we feel currently Michael Lobo and BJP has an advantage here. Going to Porvorim, another straightforward constituency, I would say. Rohan County is strong there. only liability that it has, or a weak point would be he joined BJP as a minister despite contesting against BJP. So some people don't like it. But other than that, I think people are with him, and there is no opposition as such from the Congress. BJP has a presence, but not a strong candidate. So it should be Rohan Khaunte. Just a disclaimer, he has announced that he will not be contesting as an independent this time around, but this is icebreaker. As things stand, he is an independent. We don't know which party he will be joining. Coming to Aldona, this is now a little interesting. So I'll need slightly more time explaining this. Glenn Ticklow has an approval rating of 45%. Now, as far as his opposition is concerned, there is Kiran Kanolkar who has said he will contest on Goa Forward. There is AAP who got sizable amount of votes last time around. They are there on the field. They seem to be getting more traction. Their vote share is definitely going to increase. There is, as far as Congress is concerned, they had two candidates last time around, Amarnath Panchlikar, and then they had Mahesh Saletkar. The second candidate joined MGP and he got some good amount of votes. Congress candidate couldn't garner much votes. So there is there's a lacuna there as far as Congress is concerned. And that's the reason we feel the fight will be between BJP and AAP. Kiran Kanolkar is trying there, but he has not got traction so far in the constituency. That might change as time progresses. He's from that area. This constituency is a little difficult to call in the sense that you wouldn't associate it with the BJP. Even last time people felt this might not go with the BJP, yet Glenn Ticklow won with a good margin. But I feel AAP will get some more votes. Whether they will get enough votes to win this constituency is something which we can't predict. Even the people are not able to predict as of now. But we would give it between AAP and BJP.
Okay, I would like to bring in, before I start with Valmiki, on Aldona and Kalangur, two constituencies I would like to talk about. See, Aldona, AAP is getting vote share without a candidate. They don't have a candidate.
No, last time they did well.
Correct.
They had a candidate who I think got the highest at that time. Not
Correct.
highest, second highest. I think.
Royla got
highest was the highest. Royla was the highest.
Yeah,
She
but
got very
here
well.
the thing is, see, last time what was the AAP vote share, if we are doing now? Between 7 to 12%.
What is it?
AAP vote share was 7 to 12%. Today they are touching 18 to 20, and in Aldona it is higher. We are not going to get it.
Last time in Aldona they got 15%.
Correct.
Yeah, it was 15%.
15%.
Yeah.
Last time, normal 7 to 12% was the vote share generally. But last time they got 15%. Today they are touching around 18 to 20. I don't know. Let's see. Is a little more optimistic. They've given them 23 Valmiki. But we are. It's around 18, 20, 21, 22, depending where you go. And Aldona is higher than that. We are not going to get into details, Viraj, please.
Yes.
We are not going to get into, but just to inform the audience and the panel. So the thing is, today, and this is all without a candidate. This is one. So I don't know how safe Glenn Ticklow is. Glenn Ticklow 45, probably we are, in my personal opinion, of course, nothing to do with it. He's a little optimistic, 45 for Glenn. Kalangur, same thing. Kalangur, the Congress share that my survey guys have done is minority votes. These are minority votes. Today, whether these minority votes are going to go to Congress or no is $1 million question.
See, in 2019, in that Kalangut stretch, I think Girish Chodankar had a upper hand over Kalangut.
Only,
Yes,
only.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
No. So, and that is at the time of the Modi
Wave.
total sweep, Modi wave. Girish Chodankar gets higher than the others. So, you please keep that in mind also.
Yeah.
It is not that.
But again, you're just underlining my point. I don't think this Congress vote, this is a minority anti-BJP vote. So whether this minority vote is going to go
See,
to
I am not-
Valmiki
see-
or it is going to
See,
go to you,
I can't say it's a minority. See, it is not a minority vote because when you cross the winning person on the other side, it's a majority vote.
Okay, fine.
See, when you get more than the others,
Political
how
point.
could it be a minority vote?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Point taken. Okay, sorry. Now, Valmiki, please.
These are, I think, pretty much accurate, I would say, as far as the popularity of the sitting MLAs are concerned.
Except Glenn, I differ with my
Right.
people on that.
Siolim and Salegaon actually are wide open. Siolim, because obviously the current MLA has performed very poorly. He's not even to be seen, like Viraj said. And like he said, we are doing very well, and our choice of candidates will determine and change these equations and numbers very significantly once we announce our candidate. Salegaon also is wide open. Of course, the sitting MLA is slightly popular, except for the betrayal that he did right after the elections. After fighting against BJP, he joined the BJP government. So that is against him. But interestingly, in Salegaon, if you remember, in the most recent elections, as big as the MLA elections was the ZP. In that, we got very good vote share. Our candidate, and Congress was far behind. We defeated the Congress in Salegaon. So it's definitely, AAP has a very good following there, and again, the candidate would determine how these numbers change. Kalamgut and Porvorim, expectedly, both these candidates have kind of created their bastion. They have transcended their party labels, if any. So it's natural that these numbers look like this. But again, it depends on the opposing party's candidates whether they are able to take these heavyweights on. And lastly, Aldona, we've almost discussed it halfway. We got 3,500 votes. That has not shifted from AAP. These are AAP votes, I would say.
Yes.
People who are sick and tired of both BJP and Congress. And Aldona is definitely one of the constituencies we are planning to win, and we're looking at very strong candidates. And keep your eyes and ears open for our announcement.
Yeah. See, if I look at, again, you may say I'm repeating, if I look at these percentages, and it is the highest is 55 at two places, and 4 Lotus on the advantage side, I don't think somehow it fits into the scheme of things. It could be 2, and it is very clear that is a huge anti-incumbency against the government, against the MLAs also. When he was explaining, he said that both Jayesh Salgaonkar and Rohan Kaunde, the people did not like
What they did.
And then he also said that this was a Congress vote. So I feel that there is hope there for the Congress party, both Sioli and Porvorim, and particularly when Rohan Kaunde has announced that he will not be independent anymore. I think he may take a call anytime. But according to me, Michael Lobo will somehow play a game which will be detrimental to BJP. Look at Sioli and Kalamgut. He says the next candidate of his is Delilah.
Yes.
He's a candidate.
Correct.
Now you remember what happened, why MGP opposed Deepak and Sudhin had to be dropped from the candidate, because Sudhin was backing his brother when he was in the cabinet. According to me, a similar position could develop in Bardez and the whole picture could change.
Fair enough, but Porvorim, this is not, of course, not nothing official about it, as they say, like thumbs up and coke. But Rohan is supposed to be joining the Congress.
Yes, that is what he has almost said it.
He's not said it. I'm saying it. I don't want to put Viraj on the spot. He's supposed to be the technical guy. I'm supposed to be the one who makes these statements.
No, see, because I will
but the
tell you
thing
one.
wait,
just,
I'm not
yes.
Then what is going to be the state of the anti?
See,
anti-betrayal or whatever
the whole problem, even
then
last time, see the whole problem last time was Michael Lobo playing his games in Salegaon,
Yes.
Sioli, Mapsa. See, he has played a role in the defeat of the BJP last time. So this time, according to me, a similar situation would be in Bardez.
I better not talk about it. Giriraj, please go ahead.
See, as of now, we have taken up 10 constituencies, and if you look at all 10 of them, I think BJP either has a clear advantage or has certain things
Not
where
Goa, yes. Not Goa, that is not.
So what I'm trying to
nothing,
say
not
is,
difficult.
even if I need to be fair, I think at least in 9 constituencies out of 10, BJP has a very clear advantage of a possibility of winning. As far as Siolim is concerned, I think we forget one aspect is that from 1999 that seat was with the BJP. You know, it was only in last time that, and then as I said, you know, sometimes what happens is, you know, a fatigue kind of a factor comes in, and then people quickly realize. I mean, if you look at best example, I think is Seolim. You know how quickly the people actually went on from electing Palyakar to regretting. I think maybe within 6 to 8 months. And that is a fall. I mean, 10% is something that is to worry about. And as I said again, I mean, I keep coming back to the Goa forward factor. That shows how the party, like I have said, that Vijay Sardesai is an independent with a political party door. Because he brings absolutely nothing outside of Athoda. Then again, coming to seats like Saligaon, Kalangut, I think these are seats which have been with the BJP for a long time, and I'm really glad that Valmiki said that Zilla Panchayat is as big as the assembly. So I think if you go by the Zilla Panchayat performance, you know who people have voted for. And with almost 32 ZPs, I think it's a clear advantage BJP.
No, Zilla is no advantage.
No, again, I mean, see, we can
not an indicator, not
an
an
indicator.
But it's a good, fairly decent indicator. And if you look at all these
How
constituencies,
many BJP won for Zilla?
See, wherever they have not won, they have announced that they won.
Congress has a president who has resigned twice. तो म्हणता आपल्याक नाका the position, but they have been forcing him. One guy who had retired from politics has been brought in as working president. And one MLA is already down. Second MLA is doing flip-flops. So I think Congress has bigger worries. And as I keep coming back to the 10 seats we have discussed so far, I think at least 9 seats with the blessings of people look certain for the BJP.
I didn't bring up the ZP elections to extrapolate it to assembly.
But
it
he
was
took
just
that advantage.
that he will take because he has nothing else to portray.
No, absolutely
I only
no.
mentioned
See,
one
I
specific
am
constituency where we were the contenders against the BJP rather than the Congress.
No.
But fact is that when ZP elections took place in the first time they were stopped because of COVID and the lockdown, and then without any notice suddenly the elections took place. They didn't give the other parties any chance to prepare, and like Dr. said, the ruling party somehow manages these elections because they're in.
No,
ruling.
it's throughout the country.
So my point is, Giriraj should not extrapolate that as a BJP victory in 2020.
You look at the Kalvi Bridge, for example. I mean, what tragedy it required, during the Congress regime and the apathy of the Congress
See, with
government.
the passage
that
of
BJP
time,
to come.
development increases. See, this is
exactly.
as
But
time
it does
passes,
not.
development increases.
It does not increase in the
See,
Congress rule state.
correct. See, there was one Mandovi bridge, then came 2, then came 3. Maybe with another 10-20 years we'll have one more. Who knows?
See, ultimately,
See,
you
it is
could
a
not.
passage of time.
You could not give a solution to
See,
a bigger need like a Zuari bridge.
The problem with these things happen with the passage of time. See now.
I don't
See,
think
look at it this way.
Passage of time, it does not happen with the Congress government.
Look at it this way. How many government colleges are functioning in Goa? And how many government colleges were there earlier? And how many government colleges were set up by the Congress government? How many, take out, see all these government colleges, Kepeng, Kandola, see all these are started by the Congress government. Let us not look at this finally. When I started, the problem is you look at what is happening today.
No,
I mean, it can't be that way.
Concept of development or vikas, like the BJP puts it, and especially when
No,
it comes to
but
BJP and Congress,
no, theirs
is
is only
just
road-
about
roads.
spending money and making
Roads,
concrete
roads,
structures
roads.
or roads.
Roads.
It is all about spending money and concrete. That is the easiest type. Anybody can do it. You don't need brains for that. And there is incentive for BJP and Congress to do that because that is where the maximum corruption happens in public works projects. So you cannot call that development. Development has to include human development. What is your education status? What is the healthcare people are getting? Whether you're getting basic amenities like water, electricity, roads. Whether you're getting doorstep delivery. Whether people are getting.
As he said about health, I give you example of more than 240 mohalla clinics were shut during March 2020
Because there was no oxygen.
when there was COVID. No, but oxygen also, it is a very clear case.
No,
have
I
you
think
seen?
you are mistaking what
Have you
mohalla
seen?
clinics are.
No,
I will take you to.
Have you seen
Giriraj.
how heavily?
I
I will take you to
How
Delhi and
heavily
show
the
you what
courts
the
came
mohalla
down on
clinics are.
up?
The problem.
They said 700, the requirement.
The problem
the
is-
moment there was audit,
The problem
they said
is,
no.
the problem is in Delhi there was no oxygen, and here there was oxygen, but it was not reaching the patients because they did not have trolley drivers. Look at the situation we are
See,
in.
today-
See, please
Okay,
let us.
okay,
Please
okay.
don't tell us about how bad theirs is. There has been bad, but what we have suffered is worse. See,
Let-
please,
so-
please, even today there are three deaths. Yesterday there were three. Day before yesterday there were two.
No, I am
So
not
this
saying.
is, see, please, let us
see,
not
COVID
go.
as a pandemic.
But elections are in Goa.
Correct. No, but I am just giving a no. See, AAP keeps talking about the Delhi model, where they follow a odd even model.
Yes.
In 2019, they say we will shut coal in Delhi. Then he goes and cries to the Home Minister and the Prime Minister saying that there is no coal. We may face blackout. Even in COVID, if you remember, how many times is it that Kejriwal has finally raised his hand and said, no, now it is for Home Ministry. It is DRDO, ITBP which actually came. The only thing AAP did was to go and do a photo op at the hospitals which were set up by the central government. So all I'm trying to say is AAP keeps talking about so-called Delhi model, and Congress keeps talking about that development is for granted. Why did not it not happen in Maharashtra? Even today, Maharashtra is one of the worst affected. The second state is Kerala,
But-
which is again non-BJP ruled.
But as I look at
So
it,
basically, if BJP
Maharashtra
does
has
something good-
performance on COVID has been excellent.
That I
I don't
So
think
basically,
I will-
basically you
Let us
increase the
not go
numbers.
there.
And
Let
what
us not
is-
go this far.
And what he says is, AAP complaining is we are basically exposing the central government which fails to do its duty, whether it was an oxygen during COVID. Only when Arvind Kejriwal raised the issue, other states also echoed,
Oxygen
said,
demand
yes, we are
came
having a
down
problem.
2 days
Today
after
he's-
audit was
Today he is
conducted.
talking about coal.
Why?
Arvind Kejriwal raised the issue that we are having a coal shortage. It's not just Delhi, Punjab,
Five
Haryana, and all your
Five
BJP
states.
states also facing blackouts.
No, but in
Why are you forgetting
2009,
that?
your Saurabh Bharadwaj had demanded that thermal power plant should be shut.
Absolutely,
This is
because
your
it-
politics. Odd even,
It is
odd
absolutely-
even, odd
yes.
day. You
Yes.
pander to the environmentalist lobby. On an even day, you
Environment-
cry that there is a this. This is the double standard.
This is not a
See,
double standard.
AAP,
It is a fact.
AAP
It
has
is a
bigger
fact.
double standards
It is
than
a fact.
any other party in the
It is
political
it is
spectrum.
a fact that coal plants are polluting, and Delhi has a pollution problem. It's
And
a
I
big
will
part
not
of the
allow,
pollution
we
problem.
will not
So yes,
allow
we will demand-
coal in
but-
Delhi is
but-
what Arvind
but if
Kejriwal
center
had
does-
said on record.
But if center
And
does not
why is he
cooperate and
highlighting
does
the
not look-
limit?
Okay,
Why
okay.
is he highlighting the shortage?
Anyway, they
One
have,
sec,
they have
we'll
marketed,
continue this. We'll
they have
continue this.
marketed Arvind Kejriwal as his honesty. So
Okay.
that is how
Okay,
it is.
okay, wait, just what do you say? Time, please. It's good.
So Shivoling Mandrekar ruled for 5 straight terms. I'm not wrong, I think. So the
5 terms?
no, sorry, 4 terms.
4 terms.
4 terms. Sorry, continuous 4 terms. The ground he lost was the development. There was no development at all.
Ironically.
No development. See
So
now,
yeah.
just listen.
So they
See,
elected.
that is
Vinod-
his assessment.
Vinod- yeah.
no, and the public accepted it.
Public executive.
The public
then
accepted
Vinod
it.
came, but it went to a major
It
disappointment.
became worse.
Yeah. So BJP never stopped working. So BJP was working on the ground. Then new
The
faces
party.
there. Yeah. New faces. Delilah. Delilah is now working at the
Delilah is
ground.
BJP?
No, Delilah new candidate. I'm saying.
Who is?
Michael Lobo's wife.
Ah,
Delilah.
who is
Ensuring.
candidate?
Not yet decided. But Michael is saying not BJP, then independent.
No, okay. So now Delilah is Michael Lobo's wife.
Yeah.
Right? Michael Lobo is the minister in the BJP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whose candidate can Delilah be? You don't answer it, but I'm just putting that
Yeah.
question out. Okay,
So,
next.
so during the
No,
campaign,
any party
yeah.
could be who gives ticket to both. Who knows?
Oh, God.
So yeah. So Michael did some foundation stone of works like under rural development. He laid a foundation stone for a compound wall, a jetty under ports ministry. So Saliga was same as per my knowledge. People say they were unhappy with the MLA for
Jai Salgaonkar.
Parulekar. So they elected Jay
Jai.
Salgaonkar. Jay Salgaonkar is a good face. He has a touch with people.
But
So as Viraj said about that tag, so people were seen openly confronting him.
even now,
So people were openly confronting him. Why you joined BJP despite promising me? In Kalangut, I am saying there is a major shift towards the Congress. In Michael Lobo led BJP constituency, I am specifically saying this. 2017, Michael won the elections with a huge margin. Joseph Sequeira was the candidate, a heavyweight politician. So Joseph lost. Panchayat election came. In Panchayat election, Joseph was a sarpanch. He lost. So what Joseph told, I am taking a retirement for some time. For this year, Joseph was not on a
4 years he
political
was not
ground.
there. After he was not there, correct.
On the ground. But there's some issues started in Kalangut constituency.
like sinking
Yeah.
roads.
anything. There are many issues. It can't be discussed now. So then came the 2019 assembly elections. Shripad Babu took a major lead in North Goa, defeating Congress. But as Sir Cleophas said, he has not take. Congress was leading in Kalangut, which was surprising in a BJP heavyweights Michael Lobo constituency. Then came the ZP elections. BJP won the election with mere 300 margin. Imagine being a Michael Lobo, a strong politician, BJP winning with a 300 margin. And this time Congress had no face. Without having a face, Congress is gaining a momentum in the politics in Kalangut. Now question arises is, there is a shift, especially from the minority. But it's unclear why.
But one second, let me interrupt. Now, is there a shift, anti-BJP shift?
Yeah.
Anti-BJP or pro-Congress? What is it?
It's not anti-BJP or pro-Congress.
What,
It's
anti-Michael?
People don't want Michael as a BJP MLA, or people don't want Michael to stay in BJP. It's against the party, it's against the MLA. It's unsure at right
That
now.
means suppose if he stands in Congress, he'll win?
It's unclear. So I don't know the angst of the people is against the party or against the MLA.
That's very confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
What about Aldona?
Aldona AAP is doing a very good job. I think AAP has managed to elect some of the panchas in Aldona constituency. And during COVID times, AAP was very in touch with people. So even Kiran Kandolkar is working on the ground. So he's in touch with panchas and all. And
Kiran has not been able to do. Actually, just to interrupt,
Yeah.
my issue is just this. Kiran Kandolkar is very strong in TV, wife, whoever it might be, but it is ultimately Kiran. But in Aldona, we don't find what we
Of
have
course,
seen.
I do
strong.
not know this.
Yeah.
Is he
In fact,
from Aldona? I think.
He's from TV.
He's from
He's
TV.
No, he's from Aldona.
His
No.
house is in Aldona.
But
House
he's
is in Aldona.
His base is in TV.
Original house.
Very strong in TV, very strong. Wife, whoever, but he's strong. But in Aldona, no. In fact, if you go to see as a party, AAP is much stronger. As a party without a face. Much stronger than even Kiran. This is from what we have seen. But TV, Kiran is, as of today, almost unbeatable. In TV, very, very specific. Okay guys, we've gone through this and we've come to the end of the second part of this thing. We've gone through 5 constituencies: Chioli, Saligaon, Kalangut, Porvorim, Aldona. All pretty interesting, I would say. Keep watching Goa 365.